Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how to crochet a cat tunnel. Hopefully a cat tunnel that is going to stay open and up. Some time ago I saw my cat inside the sleeve of a jumper, and that gave me the idea of making a very tight tunnel, this one. And then I made a larger one with this wool. When I finished it, I wasn't too happy that it wasn't going to stay open and up. So I unraveled all the work, and I'm going to do it again, inserting some wire. So all you need to do a cat tunnel is some chunky, or you can even use a decay yarn and put the yarn in double, so you have a thicker yarn. You need a hook for your yarn. This is all chunky. And then you need a hoop. This is a 20 centimeters hoop and some metal wire. This is 0.9 millimeters, so it is not 9 millimeters but 0.9, so it's not even 1 millimeter thick. You will also need some pliers. This is all made in single crochet. So the first thing that I will be doing is I'm going to attach the wire to the hoop. So just twist the wire on itself to close it. So the wire is attached to the hoop. You should have the wire going on this side. Let's do a slip knot. And let's start making single crochet all around the hoop. It's fiddly at the start, but it will get much easier. So for the moment I'm moving the wire out. So let's do a slip knot to attach the yarn to the hoop. So with the hoop over the yarn, just do a slip knot. And the yarn is now attached. Now we do single crochet. Just put the hook under the hoop and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through the two loops. And that's our first single crochet. Now again, hook under the hoop, not over but under. Grab the yarn and pull it in front of you, and then yarn over and pull through. And that's our second stitch. Again, so hook under the hoop, grab the yarn, pull it in front of you, and then yarn over and pull through. Now the stitches will twist a lot, but it doesn't matter. And just continue. Hook under, grab the yarn, turn over, through. Again, hook under, just continue all around. There are no set numbers of stitches to do. You just need to cover it a little bit. The stitches don't have to be too tight. Otherwise, we will end up then with the body that is going to be too large, because we will have too many stitches to do. So a covering where you can see sometimes the hoop like that, it's fine. And 60. So I did 60 stitches. And then one last thing that we need to do before we continue is to fix this little head that is coming out and is very sharp. So try to fold it with your pliers, or you can even cover it with some tape, or if you have any UV resin, you could cover the tip with UV resin. Okay, I'm going to fold and then I'll just squeeze. Okay, that's already much better. There is no set way of doing this, you know, just touch it and fix it. Okay, that's fine for me. Once you get to your last stitch, you want to twist everything on this side. So you will have all your stitches going up, and then you also want the wire to be over the yarn, okay, so that we can catch this little piece here. The wire is on top of the yarn. The yarn, as you can see, is like hugging now the wire, and we do one single crochet in the first stitch where we started. And that is the first stitch of the second round. If you are going to use only one color, you don't need to use a stitch marker. You will just be going around and around without counting and without the stitch marker. If you want to change colors, then use a stitch marker, so we know where we are starting and ending the round. So now for 20 stitches, we are going to incorporate the wire into the stitches. So just hold the wire, insert the hook into the second stitch. You want the wire on top of the hook, then yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through to finish the second single crochet. So again, here is the wire, insert the hook into the stitch, the wire is on top of the hook, grab the yarn, pull it up, and then finish the stitch. And try to work a little bit loose, otherwise the circle will tend to go on the inside. Instead of standing straight, it will tend to go like that, to curve in. Go inside, the wire is on top of the hook, over and finish the stitch. Again, the wire is on top. Again, under. And we continue for 20 stitches, inserting the wire into the stitches. And remember, don't work too tight. And 20, my last stitch with the wire, and 20. Now continue to your stitches, so move the wire a bit down and just continue your stitches without inserting the wire. So go into the stitch. I moved the wire a little bit down. I would move it with my finger also. Go into the stitch and do your stitches without wire. And just continue to do your single crochet all around until the stitch marker. Without inserting the wire. At the very start is a little bit fiddly, but it does get better. I'm getting to the end here. If you are working in only one color, you have no stitch marker, so just continue. If you will change colors, then you have a stitch marker. Just remove the stitch marker and continue as well. And continue to do single crochet until you reach the wire right here. So continue without any wire, just normal. Okay, so I can fit the wire here. So right here, I'm gonna do one more stitch and then I'll start to insert the wire. Okay, and now you can pull the wire a little bit up so you can see it and do another 20 stitches incorporating the wire. So remember, going to the stitch, the wire is on top of the hook, on top, so yarn over, and then finish your stitch as normal. So 1, again, 2, wire is on top of the hook, 2, 3, 4, and let's do this for 20 stitches. Remember, the wire is on top of the hook. 19 and 20. And now continue until the end, until you reach the stitch marker without inserting the wire. So just move the wire with your finger and turn over and pull through as normal. So when you reach the end of the round and you are at the stitch marker, if you're changing in color, if not, you will just continue. And just continue with doing a single crochet until you reach the wire. So I can feel the wire here. I'm almost there. I'm gonna do another stitch. And now we are going to insert the wire for 20 stitches. $19 and $20. And now continue without inserting the wire. I'm going to do 6 rows of gray color. So continue with single crochet until you reach the wire. So I'm reaching the wire again. It's right here. So I'm going to do one more stitch right on top of the one where the wire from the previous is coming out, and then insert the wire for 20 stitches. So hook into the stitch, wire on top of the hook, turn over, and pull the loop, and then finish the stitch. That's my first one. So I'm going to do 20 stitches inserting the wire. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So continue until you have 20 stitches with the wire, and then let go of the wire and continue to do single crochet all around until you reach the wire again. So I've done 6 rows, and I'm going to change color. So before I finish the last stitch, I don't yarn over and pull through, but I get some new color, and you do your last yarn over with the new color. So yarn over and pull through. Tighten a little bit the gray stitch that now is huge. Then more. Okay. Now you can cut your first color. And you can knot the two short tails. And the knot obviously is going to be on the inside part of the tunnel. So this is absolutely fine. So let's knot for the moment, and then so once you knot, we are going to hide these tails when we arrive at the end of this row, and we will be hiding this one now at the start of the row. Okay, so I'm gonna start my first row of color, and I'm gonna do 4 rows in total. If you are doing only one color, just continue until you reach the wire, and then insert the wire for 20 stitches, and then leave the wire and continue in the same way. Who is going to change the color? We will do the same thing, just changing color in between. So with the yarn tail on top, like we do with the wire. So let's do our first stitch. So again, with the tail on top of the other stitches, do your single crochet until you reach the wire. And the tail is all hidden. Inside there are no tails to take care of. And just continue for 4 rows and until you reach the wire. Okay, so now I'm going to insert the wire for 20 stitches. So remember, so go inside the stitch, and then the wire is on top of the hook. So turn over, pull through for 20 stitches. (19) and 20. Let go of the wire and continue to do another round until you get to this wire that we are just dropping. So I'm reaching the wire here. The wire comes out of here, so I'll do up to the same stitch, which I've already done, and now I'm going to insert the wire. So going to the stitch, the wire is on top of the hook. Turn over, pull through, and finish your stitch. And do 20 stitches inserting the wire. (19) and 20. Drop the wire and continue until you get to this wire here. I forgot to crochet the other tail over, but it's okay, do it with a needle. So I'm reaching where the wire is. So the wire comes out from this stitch, so I'm gonna crochet this stitch. And now in the next one I will start to insert the wire. So going to the stitch, the wire is on top of the hook, and finish your stitch. You went for a spin. Okay. And do 20 stitches inserting the wire. And 20. So let go of the wire and continue without wire until the stitch marker. So I've reached the end here, and I'm going to switch color to gray. Just a little bit to make half of a stitch. So don't finish your stitch, get your other color and pull through. Now just knot the two tails. One and two, and continue with the other round. So I'm going to hide this tiny gray tail in the middle of the stitches, and then when I get to the end, if I remember, I will hide this one on this side. And now continue until you get to the wire. So once you get to the wire, do the usual 20 stitches, working the wire into the stitches. So get into the stitch, the wire is on top of the hook, yarn over and pull, loop, then finish your stitch and do 20. And then drop the wire and continue until you reach the wire again, and then do your 20 stitches inserting the wire. Continue to do this until you reach the length that you want. I'm working away, I got here, and I wanted to tell you two things. But this tail, not to forget it, when you tie your tail, just pull it through any stitch at the end, so that this can remind you when you get here, it can remind you to work the tail into the stitches. And the other thing is, when you insert your wire into the stitches, make sure that the wire follows the same curvature of the tunnel. If you need to add more wire, because I didn't tell you how much to use, I'm going to show you how to do it. I will be able to tell you how much wire to use as soon as I finish. Follow the same curve as the one you already have. Then twist the ends and then do the other end. Okay, and this is especially important that the ends, the two very pointy ends, are folded in. This little tail, squeeze it towards the wire. Just go over with your finger. Now if I touch it, there are no ends coming out, nothing is sticking out. And then do the same with the other end. Just continue. I've reached the end of my last 6 gray stitches, and my tunnel measures 57 centimeters. I'm going to finish and I will show you what I'm going to do. Leave enough wire so you can make a full circle, and then add another around 20 centimeters and you can cut the wire. If you can find a hoop, you can start in the same way. By making the loop yourself, you obviously don't cut the wire and then you work the wire in. And now I'm going to twist the end with the circle that I've just created. So just twist as we did before. Twist. And this is gonna be our ending loop. As we did for the other ends, fold this end, fold it in. And now I'm going to work the full loop, everything inside the stitches. Make sure that your loop is round, following the curvature of your tunnel. So now just work the full wire under the stitches. I have to say it's very awkward to hold it like I'm holding it now, but because it's long, it's difficult to find a comfortable position for you to see and for me to do it. So we're just working as we did for the wire into the stitches. And this time we will cover the full circle, not only 20 stitches. So I'm reaching where the wire is twisted, here. So just continue to crochet over it. And just continue to crochet over the wire until you reach the end on the other side. So I'm almost at the end. I only have this little bit of wire left to cover. So I only have this stitch to do to cover my last tiny bit of wire. And that's all of it covered. And now I'm gonna do 2 snake stitches. Just to finish off, so I will not have such a large difference in height of stitches. So 1 and 2 6 stitches. And pull it all the way through. We are gonna do an invisible join. As you can see, it does stay, so you could even start with just wire with no hoop at the very start. We're going to make an invisible join. So you just go 2 stitches after, so this is the stitch after where we finished. We're gonna go in the next one, and we go from behind, pull the yarn not too tight, and then go in the stitch before the very last, and go in the middle of the stitch, right in the middle, and then instead of going in the front, go behind. Go behind and just pull. From the inside, you can weave in the thread that is left. I'm going to pull a little bit, cut, so that the tail is gonna end inside the stitches. Now we can cut these. These are the ends that I worked into the stitches, so I can just pull them and cut, so they will end up right inside. Weave in also the initial tail, and if you have any wire from the very start, just cover that wire with your tail. I've already covered it a little bit at the very start, so I just need to weave in this tiny end here. And this is your tunnel done. If it is a little bit, it's gonna stay. If it is a little bit wonky, just roll it on your table, and then with your hands inside and outside, just try to fix it. In total, you will need around 12 meters of wire. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching, and bye!